Hello again, everyone. Here's the next video in the series. Like I said, last episode, we're in the home stretch. I filmed all these videos in one huge grouping, or actually really two huge groupings, when I had a vacation. So I'm trying to get as much knocked out as possible so there's content here for the channel for a while. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you're new and you've not been following, I was gone for 2 years, and this is me catching up with all the pickups that I had over those 2 years. So it's been fun to do a personal little retrospective and document this for myself, so then that way later on I can say, oh, this is what I picked up. So let's continue to go through. So I sometimes go to the thrift store, and not recently lately, but there have been times where I've hit just right. This is one of those that it hits just right. There's going to be another episode coming up where I found a bunch of these records that I just hit what I call a honey hole, and did not this one time, but I did pick this one up, Herb Alpert's Rise. So I did have a couple of Herb Alpert Tijuana Brass. This is on the AM label. Just there are the songs there. So just if you know Herb Alpert, you know you kind of know, but just fun vibes with this music here. And it was like, oh, for $1 and the really good quality, you can't go wrong with that. I try not to do too many filler records, but that was too nice of a deal for me to pass up. The next four are what I picked up for Record Store Day 2024, the April one. I'm going to have to find a way to censor this here, but the first thing I picked up was Malfunction, Olympus Awaits. This is the quote-unquote complete edition, or essentials. There are some songs missing. So what this is it's on purple wax. What this is it's supposed to be all the music that Malfunction ever put out. Malfunction is Andrew Wood and his brother. They had come together and made a band. This is supposed to be kind of their definitive works, but there are some songs missing, and the label said, well, that's just for another edition. When they labeled this incorrectly. This should not be the essentials. This should be almost the essentials, but it was numbered. There is my copy. Let me make sure I can show you. Yep, the gatefold. There's the gatefold for you. So what this is their full debut album, along with some live tracks. This is one of the best packagings Record Store Day has done in a very long time. Very long time. I'm very happy with the packaging on this one. And it did come with a huge poster. A very nice double-sided poster. The other side is, let me make sure that I could show some of this. So it does have the, when they were on tour, all of their like tour posters and everything. There's some stuff I can't show on YouTube, just because of some of the language on it, but this packaging on this is great, and the mixing on this is wonderful, even just for the live recordings. Yeah, you could argue that sometimes, well, why would you want to put, live recordings on vinyl, if it's just, like crappy from tape, but there is something to be said with the archival stuff. This was limited to 1,500 copies, and even like the hype sticker, it didn't need to be this huge, but they really did a great job. The only thing I will say is, other than them missing the mark when it came to all the songs being on there, it's great. Malfunction, for those who don't know, is Andrew Wood's band before Mother Love Bone. Andrew Wood passed away. He was the roommate of Chris Cornell, and Chris went on to do Temple of the Dog with members of Green River. Green River and Malfunction kind of blossomed together to make Mother Love Bone, and that was a super group in itself. And then those members then went on to do Temple of the Dog, and Temple of the Dog would eventually form Pearl Jam, members of Pearl Jam. So that whole era of music means quite a lot to me. I don't have everything Pearl Jam, I don't have everything Soundgarden, but I've been wanting to have something Andrew Wood related. I don't have Mother Love Bone fully. I have a couple of songs here and there piecemeal from the single soundtrack to Hold Your Head Up, the single. So it was really nice to have that on there. And it's got like it's like glam rock on some levels. It's really funky and weird on some different levels too, and I love it. I'm glad to have that in the collection. So the second one was one that I had picked up just on a whim. I had heard of the name of this band, and I was like, okay, I'll pick this up based on the cover, because sometimes I just like to take chances on things, and I'm glad that I did, because I really dig it. This is the Paper Kites Evergreen. So what this is their early EPs are now released on wax. I love the cover of this. It's very simple. And I also love the coloring of the vinyl itself. It is like a forest splatter. This is one of the prettiest albums I own now, where it really, really matches the cover. Trying not to lose all the hype stickers and everything, but let me go ahead and show you also how cool the gatefold is. It's just continuing that forest vibe, and there's the songs if you want to pause and take a look there. But it did also have its own custom inner label, and the lyric sheet came as almost like a booklet as well. This is giving off the vibes of the Lights acoustic that I have for Skin and Earth. Gives off that same vibe with all that is on there. Really glad to have this. Paper Kites, indie rock, really just kind of just vibes is the best way I could say it. Is once you hear the music, it is total just vibes. And yeah, the packaging on this is a little chonky, so I'm probably gonna have to, yeah, I'll fix this off camera. I'm glad to have that in the collection. The next two are related to a band that I've talked about quite a bit on this channel. I don't have everything Record Store Day related for them. I'm missing only one thing from this band for Record Store Day that I just completely missed out on. It's Paramore. I'm missing out on the holiday sessions, and I refuse to pay $300 for a little lotus flower shaped record of something that I already have the songs for. But I was on the fence for this one because I'm not necessarily big into remix albums, but their album came out earlier this year, This Is Why, and there was a remix that had come out, but there was just enough that I liked on there for me to pick this up, and this is RE, This Is Why, Paramore. Now, there were two versions of this. There was This Is Why with the RE. Since I already had two copies of This Is Why, I had decided just to go with the single disc version on red, and it is a gatefold. So let me go ahead and pull it out. It also has Jack Antonoff, Wet Leg Folds, the Linda Lindas, Panda Bear, and more. I don't necessarily like some of the remixes, but I liked it enough. There's the back for you there. This is basically replicating the This Is Why actual record itself. I did post a video of me talking about that record earlier in the series, so if you want to go back, you can take a look at that packaging as well. But the gatefold is another of this band's era art. Really glad to have that one too. They knocked it out of the park this year with Record Store Day. The list for 2024, if this is showing up in 2025, this is for the 2024 list. They completely knocked it out of the park with the April Record Store Day 2024. One of the best years in my opinion. I did line up pretty dang early to get some of this stuff, and I'm glad that I did, because the Malfunction, my store only got one copy, and I'm glad that I had that. So the last one I want to show related to Record Store Day is a single. So Paramore did a cover of the Talking Heads' Burning Down the House that was eventually being put onto a full covers record. I don't have that, but I wanted to get this just because of that one particular song. So David Bryan, it's one of those side-by-sides. So if you've been to Record Store Days past, they have done like their side-by-side series where one artist does their song and then someone else covers that song, or one artist does one song, so it's like artists covering other artists. Well, this is along the same line. So David Bryan did Hard Times, and Paramore did Burning Down the House. So this is a maxi single on really cool, they say natural colored, so semi-clear, not necessarily clear, but it definitely is, yeah, it's definitely different color. And there's the back cover for Paramore's take on Burning Down the House. This is I think this is 45 RPM for that. But glad to have that, and the inner sleeve matches that as well. All the mixing on the Record Store Day 2024 pickups that I had, they did a fantastic job on all of them. I'm very, very happy with that. And the last one for this is the last one for this video, and this is one that I have been looking for. It's not necessarily a grail, but it's one that I've been looking for. For a time there, I would do weekly, actually monthly, it was weekly, deep cut Spotify playlists and shared them with some friends. I got off that for a while because I just got busy. But one band that I had heavily put on the playlist is one that I've been looking for, and they're on the sphere of the Southern Rock. So if you know me, you know I love Lynyrd Skynyrd, I love 38 Special, and one thing that connects those is the Van Zandt brothers. Well, I finally got to pick up Van Zandt, and this is on the Geffen Records label. So Van Zandt is Johnny Van Zandt's band, and it is Southern rock, but it's more 80s, because it's 1985, so it's more 80s inspired. But glad to have that after wanting it for so long. I finally got to have that. Picked that up at the bookstore that's nearby that does really good deals on records. So yeah, this one's a little bit of a longer episode just because I have a little bit more to talk about. So thank you so much for checking this out. Let me know down in the comments below if you've been listening to anything, if you picked up anything fun. I'd love to know. Let's have a conversation. As I say at the end of everything I'm in, when the waters get rough, please keep on sailing. And until the next episode, take care.